Hello everybody and welcome to the first Dieffenbacher's webinar. My name is Sebastian Ritter and I'd like to welcome you today, and we're introducing within the next 30 to 45 minutes our brand new EVOscreen.
Hello everybody, my name is Dieter and I'm product manager at company Dieffenbacher. I was part of the development team of our new EVOscreen, and I'm able to answer all your questions in detail. In the following, we will show you our video, and afterwards we can start discussions about open questions and details of the screen.
Please feel free during the whole webinar of the next 30 to 45 minutes. Whenever you have a question, just type in the question and later on we're gonna answer it. Wow, okay Dieter, I'm impressed. Thank you very much for this great animation and short video. But on behalf of our customers and silent audience, I have quite a bit of questions and I'm still curious to know more about our EVOscreen. What was the task and the challenge when you were starting to design this product?
Dieffenbacher, as a producer of production plants, was always interested in high safety standards. And we noticed in the past that there was in the screening area a special demand for higher safety. And we had some outstanding ideas of different concepts, and now we use the opportunity to bring up our new idea of explosion venting systems for the screen.
Okay. And if we are now looking into this topic of screening accuracy and capacity, can the customer ask us in Dieffenbacher to offer him any size, or do we have limits, restrictions? What can you say about it?
In general, we have 3 different sizes of screen. It's a modular design, so we put in always from size to size an additional module. We start with 32 square meters with 21 tons capacity. The next size is 42 square meter for 28 tons. And the biggest size with 5 sections is our 52 square meter screen, which is valid for 35 tons flakes per hour.
Okay. And are our 3 sizes, which are indicating the square area, is it comparable to conventional screens in the market, or what does it make so unique, our EVOscreen?
There is one size, a 32 square meter screen, which matches to existing sizes, and all other, the 42 and 52 square meter screen, they are double or bigger than conventional screens. So in general, we have high capacity on a rather short footprint, which allows us to expand capacity or install high capacity in small areas.
Okay, so I assume, taking this point into consideration, you're saying also, when I'm thinking about investing into screens and I'm taking the screening area, then I can substitute with 1 screen from Dieffenbacher, maybe some 2 or 3 conventional screens in the market. So at the end, I'm talking about lower investment costs.
That's true, yes. Regarding the footprint, we are smaller, we need less mechanical conveyors.
Okay.
And we are very short in installation time and have container fitted design for very low transportation costs and also fast transportation.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, actually, that is a very important benefit for our customers.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Due to the fact that we have this rope suspended design, the horizontal loads to the foundation are very little only. And we can also place our screen over existing concrete foundations. That's not a problem, that's part of our design. And the footprint of the steel structure does not need very strong foundation. It's normal industrial standard concrete plates required, but nothing special. So we are able to install fast and don't need long precautions for foundation works.
Okay, but I would like to come back to the point which you now just highlighted before we are talking about retrofit, which is actually very interesting and important as well. But you're saying transportation, installation, and starting up.
Yeah.
Is there a benefit for a customer? I don't understand. Why should the customer have a benefit buying the EVOscreen instead of something else?
Typically, the costs for transportation are on customer side. The costs for foundations are typically on customer side, and the cost for installation as well. So we can save about 30% on the transportation cost. We can save 50% of the installation time compared to other screen suppliers. And we are really fast with the transportation chain. So this is all in the benefit of the customer.
Okay, well, that sounds very good. So we were talking about capacity. Let's come to accuracy. Before I was working for Dieffenbacher, I was also in charge for operations, and I was also in the production, and my experience was always showing that after I have invested in a screen and I'm optimizing my production and I'm then having the spreading ratio between core layer and surface layer, well, make a long story short, I'm usually overrunning the screens.
This is also our experience, and it is with standard screens with fixed inclination. It is always a compromise in between the production demand and the production facilities of the screen and the milling and so on. But with our new screen, we have the possibility to use a mechanical inclination change.
Okay.
So we can have an influence, a dramatic influence to the screening efficiency, or on the other hand also to the screening capacity. So we have influence to the fine separation, or we can say we don't focus on fine separation, we focus on high capacity.
Okay.
We are very flexible and we can increase about 30 to 40% of capacity depending on our inclination.
So which means, I think I remember right, a neutral position is somewhere around 8 degrees.
Correct.
So what kind of possibilities do I have with the EVOscreen?
We can infinitely change from 8 to 10 or downwards also from 8 to 6 degrees. So this gives us a range of about 40 to 45% change throughput. We don't need to change any screen nets because of adjusting our ratio surface layer to core layer.
Now you just said a very important thing, screen nets, meshes, whatsoever. If I would not know myself, because I have tried and supported some operators by changing screens, I would not know. But sometimes it is really a difficult and tough job which we are expecting from our operators, especially when the screen was running quite a while. We have fines, we have dust, which are blocking between the meshes and the frames and the screening body, and it is always very, very difficult to take these screens out. Is there something which you were planning, designing?
Yeah, we had two smart ideas. One is we did cut more or less the length of the screen frame.
Okay.
In two halves, so we don't have to pull out 2 meter lengths. We have only to pull out 1 meter, which is much more easier to handle. And we have additionally special tools by lever and hinge that allows the maintenance crew to pull out mechanically the mesh frame.
That makes it easier for the machine operators.
Yeah.
And it is saving time, so you can get the screen faster running after cleaning.
Correct,
again.
yes.
The downtime is less.
This is also in interest of the customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we're talking already about maintaining and cleaning and everything. So our construction is a hanging screen, a hanging screening body.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind that we have done all other safety precautions, is it for me safe to be underneath the screen and do some cleaning schedule, or do I have to have the fear that the screen is dropping on my head?
No, you don't have to be afraid. We have made an overall risk analysis, and one part is maintenance area and risk.
Okay.
And for this reason, we installed special cable of very special design. I brought a sample with me. So this is steel cable, is used normally at autocranes. It is a plastified core to protect the wires inside against corrosion. So according to our nominal load, these cables are 9 times over-designed. And additionally, I would like to mention we have 6 points, support points. If ever the case, which is absolutely not likely, one cable would break, we still support the screen on 5 other points. So there is at no time a risk that people underneath during maintenance works get injured. So this is in our design, safety first was a very important topic, and this is one of our measurements we took.
Okay, all right. What can we say about other precautions, safety standards, whatever? You know that health and safety is our highest value, and our biggest enemy within the wood-based panel industry is an explosion or fire. So, and as we all know, screening and sifting are very delicate topics. Could you explain us, our customers, maybe what our EVOscreen is characterized due to the design, what you were thinking and what were you planning?
Yeah, the core idea of the complete screen body was to have in the center a channel for pressure relief. And we are now in place that we have an integrated system for flameless pressure relief. We call this IFA system. And so this is the only screen on the market with an integrated flameless pressure relief, which we are very proud of.
Okay. So, if I understand right, I can tell now our customers that worst case scenario, we will have an explosion on the screen and the machine operator or whoever is standing next to the screen. He is protected by the design of the EVOscreen because the pressure relief is in the middle of the screen and not to the outside.
That's true, yes. We have proven this. And it's a flameless pressure relief.
Okay.
Due to the temperature reduction of the IFA panels, we have also a pressure reduction. So we have a rather cold and low pressure relief on top over the IFA panels.
Okay.
So this is not a hazard for any people being in the maintenance area of the screen.
Okay. Well, Dieter, I know you are always a very well prepared engineer and head of the product group. I assume that you were bringing us a video as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is underlining your statement.
Yeah, we had a good cooperation with company Remby. I would propose to show the video of Johannes Lottermann and his statements. And later on, we have 2 videos about our explosion tests in the field. And I'm really curious about the customers' response on these films.
Okay, let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
It's been now exactly 8 years ago that one of my worst and blackest day took place in my experience, when an explosion in a particle board plant in Brazil killed several people during production. It was a screen back then that was exploding and in which the explosion took place and which led to several fatalities on that site. One thing is for sure, screens have an impact and its importance in the production of particle boards. But they also possess a risk, as embers can break and can ignite the explosive atmosphere inside. Dieffenbacher was very smart and understood the importance of explosion safety already at a very early stage. We at Remby, being partners for multiple years with Dieffenbacher for all questions of explosion and fire safety, have been contacted at this early stage around about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Dieter Geugis and his team contacted us as they wanted to know what needs to be done and what needs to be improved to ensure that the screen is so much more than just a screen and offers all kinds of explosion safety aspects. We at REMBY started doing calculations about first venting concepts, explosion venting concepts, and then eventually involved a company called Gexcron from Norway to ensure that simulations were carried out to understand the risk and the effect of an explosion inside a screen. Afterwards, at the REMBY Research and Technology Center, we conducted those live large-scale explosion tests to validate and verify the proven security and safety of the Dieffenbacher screen.
Very interesting, and I understood. But I have another question to you.
Yeah.
Does this mean that our screen is also approved and with the high ARTEX standard that we can install our screen inside of buildings, or?
Yeah, we can install our screen inside of building. It is very important to have low temperature and low pressure relief on the explosion devices to install the screen inside of a building.
Okay.
And this is what we can provide, and that's the reason why we are able to do indoor installations with our screen.
Okay. But now I assume that not everybody of our customers would like to forecast and calculate a building around the screens, yeah? Because this is also money. So probably a lot of customers are saying, no, I am used to have my screens outside. But I also heard that condensation is for our customers a big issue and sometimes a headache, especially when you are located in cold regions.
Yeah, that's true. Cold regions, if indoor installation is not possible, cold region can cause condensation at the inside of the screen body, and this leads to agglomeration of fibers and build up, and they can fall down and go to the subsequent process and cause some damage or whatever.
Okay.
Yes. And we provide insulation with our screen. If the customer asks for, we do installation all over the surface of the screen doors and also all over the surface of the screen roof. So this is about 70 to 80% of the radiation area. And we think this is very effectful and very positive thanks through our very clear machine design.
Sounds very good. So, summarizing, or first of all, I would like to thank you, for this detailed information and explanation to our customers, But summarizing, our EVOscreen is defined by high screening accuracy and capacity, high safety standards for health and safety and life and explosion. We have the possibility of installing the screen inside. And last but not least, we're talking about low investment costs.
Perfectly, yes. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So I would say these are the main benefits for our customers. And I'm happy that we can offer, that we can offer our customers to move forward together with Dieffenbacher, and I'm really happy, and I'm waiting now for the interesting questions will come from the audience.
Let's see what comes up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Dieter, here comes straight away the first question from our participants.
first question, are also 3D modules available for our customers?
Yeah, we have 3D models available in Pro Engineering format or any other 3D format as required. Further on, we can also supply services for laser scans and to implement this to our drawings.
Okay. I was expecting the next question, which is, of course, for our customers, one of the most important questions. How high are the investment costs? So, I don't think that we're going to answer this black or white.
No, it's in relation to the screens on the market. I would say we are very competitive in price, but as in the past, we experienced many projects of the customer have to be checked in detail, and therefore we would like to do a quotation based on detailed technical data according to the real demands of the customer.
Okay. So, and then as we have seen and heard already and explaining, we have 3 different sizes of our screens available, 32, 42, 52. And here comes the question, what is the volume what we can run over our screens?
Yeah. The volume, so we have a very conservative design number, which is 4.5 cubics of flakes per usable square meter of the screen and per hour. So with this number, we do our design, but we know that in practice, we can also go up to 6 cubics per square meter. That's not a problem.
Okay, and can we roughly indicate what this means in tons? Because as we know, in our industry, we are running a dryer with X tons capacity. So what does this mean so that the customer is getting a feeling?
Yeah, based on this 4.5 cubics per square meter, we have 21 tons on a 32 square meter screen, 28 tons on a 42 square meter screen, and 35 tons on a 52 square meter screen.
Okay, all right. So the next question, I hope I understand it correctly. Do you have arrangement drawings available for our plant designers? So probably if somebody is asking and is getting the first contact with Dieffenbacher, that we are sending out some drawings and that the individual plant designer is then taking a drawing and including it in their layout flow sheet.
Yeah, that's we have drawings available with the arrangement demand in height, width, and also indication of the steel structure and the maintenance area. As well, we provide with these drawings the load points and dynamic loads and static loads for the engineering.
Okay. What will be the delivery time?
Good question, yes. Thank you for that. We will calculate typically with 4 months delivery time after settling contract and first payment.
Okay, that is fast.
Yeah, that's rather fast, yes.
Okay. There's another question. Do we foresee special building execution when installing our screen inside? Well, I think that is probably not so easy as we do not know the whole local legislations across the world. And this depends probably always on the permit procedure in each country around the world. Yeah, so I mean, we can probably just answer it for Europe or especially Germany.
We know it has to be vented. The building has to be vented. There have to be vent openings, and we know also typical supplier for such devices. Yeah, we need to have vent openings and engineer who will design this for the building.
Okay. The next question you have answered partly already, but I will ask one more time. What kind of engineering services can Dieffenbacher provide the customer for the plant design?
We have since many years good experience in plant engineering, so we could also provide the engineering of the mechanical conveyors to the screen and from the screen. This is one possibility. We could also supply this machinery or just do the drawings. We could provide steel structure drawings in detail or without dimensions with only principal drawings. We could also perform laser scans. That's a very good opportunity for existing plants to implement our screen into an existing environment.
Okay, good. There was a participant following, and he could not 100% follow the purpose of the explosion video sequence, what we have seen and what we have showed.
Yeah.
Could you please one more time go into that detail and explain a bit more?
Yeah. So we showed 3 different situations. So this was following our test sequence. The first test of the screen deck, which was full size for a 52 square meter screen. It is 1 out of 4 decks. And we performed with this screen the first test without any middle frame and without any IFA boxes. That means we see with the first video the full explosion power. The second video, we adapted the middle frame, and the flame has to be deviated to the vertical direction, also without any flame reduction device. And the third video is with our IFA panels with a full flame suppression.
So the last video is actually for our followers right at the moment the most important video. This is how it would be in reality.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are the wear and tear parts, and what will be the spare parts?
We have actually we have a very reliable system. So we have only the drive belt. It's a tooth belt as a wear part, as a typical wear part. The bearings have lifetime lubrication. So I would say besides the belts and maybe in case of an explosion, the vent openings, discs, we have no wear parts. We have some spare parts. Spare part is typically the mesh frames for the screens.
Okay.
I would say to each screen a complete set of separate second screen frames should be ordered. This would be a good thing. And maybe some thermosensors but all other parts of the screen are standard screens, standard components, and not to be on stock.
Okay. Can we use the EVOscreen also for wet flakes and chips?
In principle, yes, but depending on the particle size, which should be obtained afterwards, I would say down to 10 millimeters, it would be possible, but finer particles, it is no more really effective. For wet flakes with a fine separation smaller than 10 millimeter, I would propose a roller screen, which we also have in our scope.
Okay, good. Another interesting one. The next one. Have you sold the EVOscreen already?
We have sold the EVOscreen since now to one big European producer, and we would like to look forward to further contracts and longer reference lists.
Okay. What is the minimum area that a customer needs for the assembly for the smallest type available? Because if we're talking about retrofit, yeah, some customers are either taking maybe an existing screen out, or they want to increase their capacity and they are putting one more screen in. And as we know, space is something what we usually do not have.
Yeah.
So do you have an estimation in square meters for the smallest screen, what we need?
The smallest screen is a 32 square meter screen, and I would guess, including the maintenance area and the steel structure, it would need about 8 by 10 meters.
Okay, good.
In footprint, yes.
Okay. So let me have a look. We are coming slowly to the end. Could you show that explosion demo video again, please? Please, dear participants, I would ask for your patience because we will provide you with all information, details after this webinar. You will get a mailing, and within this mailing you will have a link to our web page, and on this web page you will still find then our webinar, and you can look at on and on and on. In any case, visit our web page, as you might find there also other interesting products for your plant. And yeah, I would say, Dieter, thank you very much for the information and explanation. Dear customer, yeah. Dear customers, dear participants, I would like to say thank you very much that you were taking your time to listen and to look at our first webinar. I have to say the second webinar is already in our pipeline. It will be a very interesting topic. It is called Intelligent Air Management. I think nowadays this is a very important topic, as our legislative, our regulations by local government and are getting stricter and much tougher. Yeah. So we will inform you the same as we did today or previously. We were going to invite you. We will let you know via different media channels. Yeah. So you are now already invited. Yeah. And finally, I just can say, on behalf of the whole Dieffenbacher team, let's move forward together. But I think nowadays the most important thing is that you stay healthy.